Yat Eitene Masaninishla. This is Navajo Grandma, and today, like Grandma promised, we are going to make yellow squash soup. Okay, now the ingredients we will need is we will need 4 cups of yellow squash, and basically I'm going to use about 3 medium carrots and 1 medium onion, and today I'm going to use a chicken broth, Swanson's chicken broth, okay? And then also the Miyoko butter. This is vegan butter. I love this. And some olive oil. So that is going to be our ingredient. And I just put this down, and I will put this in the description box, and it'll say yellow squash soup ingredients, 3 7-inch yellow squash, 2 medium carrots. These carrots are a little skinny, so that's why I'm using kind of double, but 2 kind of a hefty little medium carrots. You want 1 cup, okay? And then 1 medium onion, 2.5 cups of chicken broth, and 4 tablespoons of butter, which is the vegan butter. And anyways, this soup you can freeze for later. It's wonderful. Now, what we're going to do, this is the directions, okay? First, we're going to melt 4 tablespoons of butter, and the base and the medium, the diced onion, and a little bit of about a tablespoon of olive oil, and we're going to saute that for about 5 minutes. Then we're going to add 1 cup shredded carrots and 4 cups shredded yellow squash. We're going to simmer that for 15 minutes until they're soft. Then we are going to add 2.5 cups of chicken broth, and you can use vegetable broth. And we're going to cook that for 5 minutes, and well, actually for 15 minutes. And then we are going to use this object, which purees this will puree the soup because it'll be soft. So anyways, these are the things that we're going to be using, and Grandma will be we will continue with this video. So here we go. Now, I need to grate the carrots and the squash. Now I have this container. This is, basically this grater, and it comes with a little 2-cup plastic container, which is really nice. And first of all, that's what we're going to grate with. Now, if you have a grater, that's even wonderful. And what you want to do is to cut off the ends of the carrots, okay, and put those aside, and we'll prepare that. And then we're going to cut off the ends, and both ends of the squash, okay, so it looks like this. And we're going to do that. Now I'm going to prepare this and then again, let's cut the onion. Cut off both ends, and Grandma likes to just kind of cut it a little all the way around, so you can take the skin off a little better, and that's basically what Grandma does. And so let me cut this way. And that's basically it. You take this off, and let Grandma get that. Okay, here's your medium onion. Okay, clean, cut and clean. So we've cut off the ends of the carrots and both ends of the yellow squash. Then our next step that you're not going to watch, and I'll just try and start right now, but it's kind of a long process, so Grandma will just show you. And again, there are modern tools that you can just throw these in and they grate it for you. But Grandma's old school, so you just basically grate this like so, and the pieces will fall into this container. And that's why I'm not going to drag you through Grandma's process of grating. Grandma has grated these. She's used the grater, you know, this grater that Grandma had, and it's messy, but then we're going to dice the onions. And so once we finish that, then we're going to move forward. Now notice Grandma's doing the dicing. Okay, now everybody should know how to dice onions. So Grandma's doing this. You slice it and then you cut it along the, you cut it in half and then you just dice them along the way. Now that we have, this is ready to have, we're going to put in the 1 cup of carrots and the 4 cups of squash. And we're going to mix that in, and we will be sauteing this for 15 minutes, okay? So Grandma's noticed what's going on. Can you see? And I'm going to turn this down in here because this is on. Let me turn it down a little. It was going a little while there. And now we're just going to let it kind of simmer just kind of cook for 15 minutes, all right? So we're going to cover this partially, just kind of cover it. And we've allowed this to cook down for 15 minutes. And what we're going to do now is we're going to add 2.5 cups of chicken broth. Okay, now remember, you don't have to use what Grandma's using. You use your vegetable broth, whatever you want. Now I'm going to go ahead, put 2.5 cups of this in here, and 2.5 cups. There we go. And we're going to pour the 2.5 cups in here, and we're going to stir it up. And then we're going to cover this for 15 minutes. Notice how it has boiled down. Now, if you have a mixer that makes soup, you can put this in there and you can go ahead and puree it. But when you make it like this, you have to, what we're going to do is we're going to set this aside and let it cool down, and then we're going to, at that point, after we cool it down, then we will puree, and using this it's called a Hamilton Beach. Anyways, we're going to use this item here to puree. I just call it my pureer. I don't know what it's called exactly, but see these little sharp things? You put it in there and it purees the soup. So this is how far Grandma's going to take you. Okay, Grandma went on ahead and pureed this. Now I know why they tell you don't puree while it's hot, because it splashes, especially the kind of puree item that I was using. It's hot, so that's why they tell you to do it when it's cooled down, but I'd rather have it hot. So I'm going to show you. This is absolutely lovely. Look at this. Oh, I wish you were here with me. Oh my gosh, Grandpa and I are gonna eat this. And oh my heavens. So Grandma has this soup, and we're gonna have Navajo tea, but the tea isn't ready. And I'm serving this with basically with bread. Now you want to have something like so. There's a whole bunch of stuff, you know, just something bread you can dip, and it could be Jemez bread. That's Pueblo bread like this. And I also like to have a little, because it's in season, I like to have after we eat, because Grandpa's here. I like to have the raspberries. It's really nice, fresh raspberries. So here we are. We'll have Navajo tea and honey and our bread. And Grandma's going to taste this for you. Now notice, there is no cream. There's no salt. There's no pepper. It is all natural. And basically what's the chicken stock, if you have chicken stock or the chicken broth, that's what gives it the wonderful taste. Now I'm going to taste this. Oh goodness. It is natural and, well, it's lovely. And guess what? Grandma's wearing her little happy birthday beret here. And you know, I think it's called a beret. I can't remember these things. But it says birthday girl. And Grandma had a happy, humble birthday because she's still alive. Remember the snake incident? So anyways, this is our meal. Grandpa's going to join me in just a bit. We're going to, my tea is boiling and ready. So Grandma loves you. And anything else? I think we're going to quit for now. And I'd like to start the next video. I would like to do now. It's going to be interesting because out in the reservation, in the Dene reservation, a lot of people didn't have food, and I want to show you a gravy that you make. It's wonderful, and it's for dipping, and it's just lovely. And you dip any kind of bread in there, and I will tell you about that. So let's do that next time. So I love you, and Grandma loves you so much. Hagone.